Hello, and welcome to episode 7 of Salt Plays Sunless Sea. Let's just start off really quick with the things that I still have in progress. We need 7 Scintillac for the Venturer's Desire. We need to go to Nuncio. We need to go to Visage for our father's bones. We need to go to Godfall to figure out, I want to find out what the mushroom wine casks do. We need 2 live specimens to go to the Chapel of Lights for the Navigator. We need to get a mirror catch box and from Con Shadow and a Clayman from Polythreme to Hunter's Keep. For the Tireless Mechanic, we need to get a Strange Catch for the Clattery Air. We need to go to Chilinate for the Plausible Surgeon. Maybe's Daughter needs us to go to Wither, the Isle of Cats, Irem, the Chilinate, Con Shadow, Carnelian, and Naples on the surface. I believe her mother or father may be in one of those places, one of her parents. And we need to go to Mangrove College for the Admiralty. So things we can definitely do. Let me look at the map really quick. Things we definitely know where they are Port Cecil for Scintillac, Visage, Godfall, Okay, so I'm thinking, like, maybe up to Venderbite, across, visit Godfall and Cecil and Polythreme, and then come down, again, probably skipping Nuncio. I know I keep putting it off. There's just so many other things to do, and I always spend so long on it. Maybe I'll just accept that there'll be a long episode. We'll see. But at least passing by Nuncio, and then check out Con Shadow, which I believe is also the place to get the mirror catch box. I might be remembering that incorrectly, but I feel like it's the case. And then over to Visage, and then maybe like come up like this and back across. We'll see. Something along those lines. I guess I do also need to go to Mangrove College. Where is that? We've been here to Mangrove College, right? Oh, yes, it's here. Okay. Well, I'll start by going... I will start by going south. I'm going to start by going south. I know I just said I'll start by going north, but if I start by going south, then I can pass by the Salt Lions right before I get back to London. Yeah. And let's also see if there are more powerful things to purchase with my 900. Oh yeah, my hold is totally full. There is nothing to purchase. Alright. Move you out of the way of my elbow. Alright, so south. Here we go. Since I'm literally right at my hunger limit, I will butcher it for supplies. That was much closer than I thought it was going to be. The air trembles. A breath of change passes. All right. Approach Mutton Island. Is there something in the air today? A restless breeze? Approach the dock. It's probably nothing. The moment passes. The ship slides into dock. Time passes on Mutton Island. Everything is quiet. That probably means that everything is fine. Has something changed on Mutton Island? The islands of the Z are always in motion. I feel like my music is louder than normal. That was too quiet. Oh, of course, this is the moment the music turns off. Okay, well, let's hope that is correct. We'll be back shortly. Great. Quaker's Haven. Under new management, sleek ships are docked in the harbor. Installations of heavy artillery line the shore. The banners of the Eagle Clan, yellow as honey, drape from each roof. Mutton Island has fallen. So we can attempt to dock. The harbor is reinforced with wire and manned with Kaganian soldiers. We can smuggle refugees to the Shepherd Isles. As your vessel passes, muddy islanders emerge from one of the island's coves. They leap and wave rags. Or we can gather a port report, lower the lifeboat, and row to one of the less slippery, less sheer cliffs. Pray you don't get caught. Let's just see what happens if we attempt to dock. Threatening fire. Torches flare on the shore, illuminating thick-barreled cannons. There's a crack, and a shot lands just off your prow. Water from the impact splashes your face. You are not welcome. Great. Let's try to get some refugees. Yikes. Men on the shore. As you're preparing to lower a lifeboat, a Kaganian lookout blows his whistle. It shrieks like a surface bird sighting its prey. Troops descend on the cove. You can hear the screams over the thrum of your engine, roaring in full reverse. We now have one Mutton Island refugee crisis. Great. Wonderful. Oh, I love this. We can try one more time. Bad. Okay. Oh, we can try one more time. Maybe I'll succeed at this. Ha! Okay. Safer ground. Your lifeboat pulls up to the cove, unnoticed by the sentries. Came always asleep, they did, an islander whispers. Some of us managed to make it to the docks, or else to the coves. A couple of the lads held out in the cock and magpie long as they could. He run a grimy hand through his hair and boards. So the refugee crisis has increased to 3, and we have 1 refugee. And they want to go to the Shepherd Isles. And I can't, the refugee crisis is more than 2, so now I can't do that anymore. But I can try to gather a port report. Awesome, I succeeded. Enemy movements. You scale the cliff and crouch in the mud. Through a spyglass, you observe the soldiers' movements. A contingent approaches the charred remains of the cock and magpie, escorting ragged islanders. A woman in feathered epaulets sits at a table within, smiling at Z charts and scowling at decrees stamped by the Leopard clan. Once inside, the islanders fall to their knees before her. Their proud faces strain as they address her. Okay, and that's all we can do here now. So let's head out. I'm gonna go past Dumont Island instead of past the Cumaean Canal. Just makes more sense to me. I'm not prepared to fight one of these yet. I would like to get a ship with more hit points before I do that. Ooh, here, the wilder airs mingle with the airs of the near reaches. Demo's Gate, named for the navigator lost above. How did his bones come below? The waves are cluttered with xyrs, like drowned hair drifting. Oh right, I can turn my lights back on. Alright, Demo's Island, a fervid forest of fungus. Let's start by compiling a port report. And then let's explore Demo's Island. Close crowned thickets of Belegus and Skirali. The Iron and Misery Company fells them daily, but they grow back almost as fast. The interior of the island is dark and wild. Ooh, a Blemigan colony. This might be my fault. At the heart of a salty little bog, you come upon a pulsing mound of Blemigans. They are a rich, dark purple, like viscera, perhaps, or blackberries. They chitter as they swarm. The sound is like pebbles on a beach. Be careful. A single Blemigan is a nuisance. 100 are a calamity. So we can either assault the colony, which says repulsive creatures, take what you can, and we have a 45% chance of succeeding, or we can observe the colony, fascinating creatures, learn what you can, which we have a 67% chance of succeeding at. I'm going to take the 67% chance of success this time. Mildly diverting. They're some sort of purple mushroom. Unlike most purple mushrooms, they have tentacles and fangs, and they run around a lot. That's as much as you get. Perhaps your mind's not in it. I'm not going to try to gather supplies. Let's just go. Alright, I'm gonna go 1 square south just to explore more of the map. Some guys down there. Okay, they're friendly guys. And then we'll swing up to Gator's Morn. I think I'm gonna go up to Gator's Morn and then down to the Melting Isles. I'm also gonna try to fight one of the pirates. If I see them. Stalagmites loom in the distance like the cranes of Wolfstack docks, but vaster, vaster. The Corsair's forest. Our lookouts are watchful. Well, we didn't see any pirates, so no pirate fights. Oh well. Gator's Mourn. Step carefully. I'm trying to be a little bit quick, so I'm not going to read the whole thing that I've read a bunch of times. Let's gather intelligence. Ooh, and we got strategic information. That's useful. The whisper is that a Khanate trimaran resupplied here last week under a flag of careful truce. That implies something interesting about Khanate fleet movements. The Admiralty would love to know. I bet that has something to do with Mutton Island. Just a guess. Next up, let's explore the Morn. Ooh, a patriotic dispute. You come across a crew of Chilenate hunters exchanging heated insults with a Khanate privateer. It looks likely to end in blood. So, all of the options here are kind of unsavory. Side with the Kaganians. They may be foreign, but at least they're halfway sophisticated. Side with the Chilonians. They may be uncouth, but at least they're brave. Or horrible racist things, which we have a 22% chance of succeeding at. I'm going to side with the Kaganians. A victory! The Chelonians are a fierce crew, but with your assistance, the Kaganians send them running. The privateer lieutenant still wears the red and gold uniform of the Khanate Navy, although his epaulets are gone and you doubt he's entitled to it. He clasps your hand. Thank you. Show this sign if you ever come to Khan's heart. He drops a pewter horsehead talisman into your hand. You'll find a warmer welcome. We have made Kaganian friends. And I believe that is all to do here. Yeah, I don't want any of these. That goes in the aft, which I don't have. I still don't have access to. Let's head out. I'm going south to Mangrove College for the Admiralty. Oh, impatient of me. There we go. You've destroyed a pirate frigate. We got 2 supplies and 2 fuel, and a stout crate containing 1 fuel. Actually go in the right direction. You know, I expected that to overfill my supplies, or my hull, but it didn't. I would repair, but I feel like I need to take a little bit more damage before it's worth it to repair, especially since I'm running on only 10 supplies. Discovered Swallowing Isles. 50 fragments gained. Neat. The mists of the Sea of Autumn get into the eyes, the heart. It is not unusual to find yourself in unsuspected tears. That's just what autumn is like. People who cry tell me. Mangrove College. The wise and the wicked seek sanctuary here, where the fruits are plenty and the woods wild. We can... Okay. A steaming sprawl of parasynthetic vegetation, and a village. Barely village. Old walls, roofs in disrepair, stilts leaning dangerously. It looks to have been assembled by drunks in a hurry. Dock carefully. Pick up a passenger. I believe they both want to go to Gatorsmorn. And I don't really want to head straight back to Gatorsmorn, so I'm not going to do that. But let's meet our contact. An enigmatic gentleman lives a comfortable life in the largest hut. He won't see without an appointment, but the Admiralty has arranged that appointment. An island of civilization. Once inside the hut, you might imagine yourself back in London. Bright candlelight, thick carpets, a little spotted with damp, even wallpaper, similarly spotted. Two philosophers wait on you both, a little sulkily. The enigmatic gentleman will say nothing until you've both eaten dinner, a fine if eclectic meal, cavern trout, swamp fruits, spices from Adam's Way and Wither, served on Delftware at a lacquered Ming table. When you're done, he gives you a carefully itemized list of ship sightings, some excellent port, and a little something to take away. Remember me to the Admiral, he says fondly. We've gained strategic information, we don't have any hunger anymore, and we got some Muttersalt? Muttersalt. I've never said that one aloud either. Next up, let's compile a port report. Sages, scholars, philosophers, naturalists, poets, dreamers, here to pursue their rarefied ideals in a land of muddy fecundity. All shall be well. The thinkers of the Mangrove College continue their untroubled and sedentary existence. New schools of philosophy are born and die like bubbles. Extraordinary poetries are written in water. The occasional retired pirate tries and fails to get invited to salons. And let's go beachcombing. Ships come and go to and from the Mangrove College, often in secret. What might they have flung overboard? Let's see. Driftwood, something glinting, or a nasty glob of goo. Let's try something glinting. Ooh, a tangle of seaweed and pearls. The stories there are about drowning pearls. Sorry, that was wrong. The stories there are about drowning pearls. They've never seen the inside of an oyster. Place one under your tongue, and you can name the date of your own death. Don't place one under your tongue, because they're the transformed eyes of sailors lost at sea. Stories aside, they'll fetch a good price. I believe I can use those to get some favors at the Khanate. I had a little bit, I think. Nope, I didn't have a little bit. Okay. And let's head... Yeah, north enough to get up into that next higher run of squares. Sorry, that might have turned the screen red briefly. I needed to mute so I could move my chair around a bunch. I'm recording this at like 10:30 p.m., so that's why Flux is getting turned on. The glassy chop of dark water. Oop. The iron clatter of feet at the hatchway. I do need to go up to the con, don't I? Let's see if I can get this square. Okay. And if I remember correctly, the mirror catch box is either here or in con shadow. I think it's in con shadow, but while I'm around, I might as well get more port reports, you know? The Salt Steppes. This is the domain of the new Khanate, whose ancestors came here long before London fell. Did I go too far? I went too far. Back we go. Actually turn up at the bridge this time. Don't be silly and spacey. Alright, Khan's Heart, London's rival. An oasis of light in the salt black wastes. Canals thread the painted city. Street lamps glow and water taxis putter. Ooh, let's show a pewter horsehead. You did a Kaganian a favor. Perhaps this token will win you a favor in turn. A spicy evening. You show the talisman rather cautiously to a clutch of captains chattering by their warship. One grabs it cheerfully and claps you on the shoulder. I've heard about you. Come on, I'm buying. With more friendliness than Kaganians usually show, they drag you off to a little place by the park and fill you with rare spiced seaweed and elder continent wines. They grumble about Chilenate delinquency, the idiot children of Khan Shadow, and, until they remember you're there, the London captains cluttering up the clean Z. We've lost 1 favors, but we've also lost 1 suspicion and 5 terror, and we have a memory of distant shores. Let's try and gather a port report. We are gonna do badly at this. Yep. Your listeners meet your questions with courteous, frightened silence. The back of your neck prickles. Don't turn around. You know, I should really get that spy master lady. Remember what I need to do that. So that I can reduce my suspicion here. But with that, nope, pressed E too many times. With that, let's head out. Oh yeah, we do have her. Okay, let's buy this mirror catch box. I was right, they are here. And let's help Maybe's daughter search for her mother. She was a spy once, I think. I think she might still be one. Well, a lot of us are. Freelancers anyway. Look, perhaps you shouldn't say that to anyone at the Admiralty. I do talk nonsense when I'm nervous. We have a 2% chance of succeeding at this. Great. No luck. She murdered a white and gold here last month. Or someone else in Lilac did. It's an unlucky color here, I think. But let me tell you something else I heard. And then we can look elsewhere. We'll find her. So... her mother is not in Khan's shadow. And we have one move in the Great Game, which I believe I can sell for money. And let's compile a port report. So many malcontents, so little time. Oh yeah, and let me cross off this mirror catch box. And then let's head out. Which way am I going? I'm going south. Okay. Before I stopped at Khan's Shadow, I was thinking about, like, well, I'm never going to edit this because I hate editing. Every time I've edited anything, I've hated it. But I was thinking about how I would even approach, editing something like this because, like, enjoying the music is so central to my enjoyment of this game. And, like, if I edited and cut randomly in and out of music or, like, turned music off completely, like, what's the fun in that? Like, that removes a huge portion of what I really enjoy about the game. Anyways, just thoughts running through my head. Let's check out Visage. I should have... Ooh, a secret. I believe... the plausible surgeon. Oh, I have 2 secrets. Okay. So I can use the last 2 pages upgrades from this guy. Nice. I don't usually actually use all of the upgrades that my starting officer can give me before I drop them off somewhere. So that's nice. We are at Visage. Hide your face. Hide all your faces. This is the port of Visage, where faces may not be naked, except one, a stone monument the size of a village church, serenely gazing upwards, flourishing of years. Let's start by creating a port report, just so I don't forget. You can at least interview those who are leaving. That we'll have to do. A departing merchant gives you a confused account of crocodiles and honeycakes and something about ear blockage. To this, you add your own impressions about the street layout close to port and the types of commerce here. When the lights are especially bright, it is possible to make out the details of the profile of the great stone face. Alright, let's go on to Visage. I think I should have brought a flare here, but that's fine. Inward and upward. Terms. All those who enter must play their parts. The sign is visible only after you've crossed the threshold. Ashore in Visage, on the lower slopes. Stone buildings, flat roofs, archways. In the architecture there lingers a memory of lotus and palm frond. The hill above is a face, forever looking up at the ceiling of the Untersee. No one inhabits its cheeks or the hollows of its eyes. So we can either, check in at the customs house, or this is our father's bones, the assigner of corpses. Let's check this out first. One of these masked strangers is the assigner of corpses, if the gracious widow is to be believed. But which? What mask does the assigner of corpses wear? Interrogate the visitors. The visitors seem reluctant to discuss the matter, even with a frog. It is distasteful, or forbidden, or inconvenient, but surely someone will let something slip. I think the game assumed that I was going to put a mask on first, but that's fine. Let's try. Fathom his king's hold. Okay. The blankness of masks. A man in a crocodile mask trundles an ibis-masked corpse in a wheeled bier. Is this the assigner of corpses? He shakes his head. This corpse was assigned to the Fathom King, he explains. I go now to the hold. The Fathom King knows why. Was that a meaningful pause? If no one here will speak to you of the assigner and his assignments, might the Fathom King know more? So let's write it down. Fathom King. Alright, and then let's check in at the customs house. One may not wonder visitors will. A changing room. All visitors must pass one by one through a room guarded by a person in the mask of a moon moth. Let's just go through things. Masks in an assortment of shapes and colors await. Ask to go about without any mask. Your own fair face will do for you. Thanks very much. No. The moon moth unfolds and folds its wings. Not suitable, it says. On visage, everyone is masked. To walk on the island with your own face would give scandal. Let's ask the significance of the masks. Maybe there's more to it than a question of aesthetic taste. Assorted pestilences. Moon Moth explains. Each mask declares a different intention toward the denizens of village, and must be accompanied by suitable behavior. The frog is for visitors who, though perhaps clumsy and unfamiliar with local etiquette, have come in order to observe local ways and to make uncouth comments about them. The locust is for those who seek profit in visage and would carry away as many goods as possible. You prompt about the bat. Moonmoth hesitates. Bat is an ill-omened visitor, sent as a messenger or spy. Bat always dies. I kind of want to take Bat now. Gonna be Batman. Yeah, this might end this playthrough. Let's choose the Bat mask. It looks threatening. Messenger with no message. Moon moth spreads and folds its wings. Are those part of the moth costume? It looks that way, but one cannot rule out the possibility that moth has real wings. My condolences, it says with polite formality as it sets the bat mask on your face and ties the worn leather straps around the back of your head. The inside of the mask smells of musk. An occurrence. Your mask quality is now 1. Bat mask. And visage expertise in parts hasn't changed because it's lower than 3. I kind of want to see if I get different answers about the assigner of corpses now that I'm a bat. Okay. Nobody will talk to me. Okay, let's visit the Library of Parts, so called because all the books are fragmentary, perhaps. Stoop at the lintel, enter the dark. A room of heavy stone, guarded by a golden statuette of a woman with outstretched arms. The scroll niches sorted to correspond to a variety of masks. The jackal and the lioness, the crocodile and dung beetle. A woman in the mask of a lotus blossom is standing at a lectern, reading in silence. Let's ask about the purpose of this room. Moon Moth stands to one side as your escort and tour guide. Ask about the purpose of this room. What sorts of parts are they, anyway? Filed under M for masked. Moon Moth explains. People think it means something like Library of Fragments, but this is wrong. The parts in question are like parts in a play. This is where the denizens of Visage come in order to learn how to perform their masks more accurately, more completely, with a truer spirit. Let's steal what scrolls we may. There are a large number of them. More of a locust activity. You go from niche to niche, putting scrolls into your pockets. Moonmoth intervenes. This is a locust activity, not proper for you at all. It expects you to spy instead. Then it expects you to be taken to the place of execution and hung upside down. This is what happens to bats and Visage. The penalty for misplaying your role is only a little better than the penalty for being a bat. You end up scarred and maskless, back at the dock. Well, all right. I suppose that is fair. Let's head out. Okay. Fathom King's Hold is this, right? I believe that this is... yes. Alright, Fathom King's Hold is right north of us, but we're right next to the Isle of Cats, which we need for Maybe's daughter. So I'm going to head south to the Isle of Cats and then north to the Fathom King's Hold. Ooh, fight, fight, fight. Oh, great. What a wonderful time. Recurring nightmare. Watched. The sea is bright as milk. False stars above are black on a pitchy bed. Something is watching you. Its gaze enfolds your boat. You are transparent as glass. We have a 74% chance of fleeing and a 37% chance of going deeper. Again, I would like to go deeper, but I feel like I'm too low level, so I'm gonna flee. We failed! We gained 6 terror, but that's fine. We can deal with that. I don't remember if I've said it out loud, but for anybody who's watching this who may be unfamiliar with the game, the reason that I try... just bumped my mic. The reason that I try to stay sort of behind in the back of enemy ships is that they all have a similar, like, range of aiming that I do. So if I stay behind them, then they are less likely to be able to aim at me, so they can shoot at me less often, so it helps me succeed at fights better. We have defeated an Alkeus-class vessel. Crippled, broken, already feeding disease endless hunger. Little remains of the ship, but scraps of sinking cargo and a few buoyant parts of its splintered carcass. Let's investigate the wreckage. You will have to be quick to salvage anything. You steer close, shining the lamp on the debris. Captain, quick, over there, port side. Let's... Ooh, the pirate poet again. Okay. The legendary clay woman Corsair. She clings tight to the last few scraps of floating debris. Defeated but defiant. We have defeated her once. I believe this is the second time. Let's rescue the pirate poet. Once again, you are victorious. Gracious in defeat. The pirate poet hauls herself up the rope, nodding her gratitude to the crew. Another battle well fought, Captain, she grunts. Few earn a second verse. Along with her freedom price, she presents a gift. a cask of wine, saved from the sinking vessel by her own mighty arms. They say it is a fine vintage. My men were saving it to toast our victory against you. Perhaps you would join me in a drink to them? We've gained 1 cask of mushroom wine and 400 echoes. Neat. Oh yes, I was going to the Isle of Cats to check for Maybe's daughter. Isle of Cats, where there are roses. Port Cavendish. A scatter of yellow-lit honey dens and brightly painted alehouses. To the southeast rises the stone tower of Cavendish Abbey, its ramparts hung with crimson and gold banners. There are sailors from all across the Neath hauling cargo, dicing and brawling good-naturedly on the docks. The air carries the sound of sea shanties, sung with more enthusiasm than skill, and the smell of roses edged with brimstone. We'll start by compiling a port report. Though the Isle seems at present beyond the reach of the Admiralty's laws, that does not mean that the Admiralty lacks interest in their activities. Roses and kings. You spend half a day observing the docks and note an astonishing number and variety of ships. Was that a connate trimaran nestled beside a vessel from the Iron Republic? The dockhands complain loudly that they have never been busier. The caddies talk ceaselessly and carelessly about smuggling and piracy, but even the most hardened sailors lower their voices when they mention the king. They go even quieter when they talk about the rose garden. You make careful notes. Perhaps the Admiralty will understand what they mean, even if you don't. Let's help Maybe's daughter search for her mother. She comes here. I know. She's always been fond of cats. Well, my father was something of a cat, and a very noble one at that. No luck. But, oh dear me, do you know someone picked my pocket? She chuckles happily. I never noticed a thing. Fingers like spider hatchlings. She rolls a coin between her fingers. So I tracked him down and congratulated him, and bought him a drink. And one thing led to another, and now he's asleep upstairs at the Rose and Tiger, and I'm down here with his purse. Would you like some money? It's so much fun, money. You begin to realize how drunk she must be. Anyway, no luck, but we'll find her. I can find anyone. She tries and fails to snap her fingers. Well, I just succeeded at it, so. So she's not on the Isle of Cats. And we also gained 100 echo from that. This is not what I'm here for. So I'm going back north to the Fathom King. Ooh, I'm running low on fuel, aren't I? This is the danger of keeping your lights on the whole time. I'm running really low on fuel. The promised sea. All through this place, the song of the drownies lies shivering sweet along the wind. I'm gonna have to buy more fuel somewhere, but that's okay. I have like 1,200 coins. Alright, the Fathom King's Hold. Lorcan's Port. Named for that most enterprising of drownies. Phosphor cells burn green. Somewhere below, the king awaits. Or waits. Like an iceberg, like a bizarre master's scheme, like the Neath itself, most of the hold is invisible. You see only a tiny portion of sculpted coral. The rest waits below the surface. The Fathom King's bone rooms and aquaria, his pearl snares, and his dining chambers. Let's start by compiling a port report. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. Had to move around loudly again. Others who come and go. Those granted audience return dazed, awestruck. The king is not generous, but occasionally he is fair. So I guess to see the Fathom King, I have to see the Fathom King, which is fair. Descend to an audience with the Fathom King. The Fathom King is the lord of the drownies, those dead who won't stop swimming. By some accounts, he's the lord of all who die at sea. Bring him a story to tickle his curiosity. Speaking to the porter. The porter has the skin of a shark. She has a drowned woman's eyes. It is not permitted to look at her hands. Yes, she rasps. That story is sufficient. She opens the valves of pearl and permits you to pass into the conduit. This is the salt-blown heart of the hold. The Fathom King floats in his throne, a gem-starred bowl of sea stone, the size of a banqueting table. He's wearing a dressing gown of purple brocade, soaked dark with salt water. He leans his chin calmly on his hand. Beneath the surface of the water in his throne, his hidden regions pulse, constantly, insistently. Let's start by discussing the matter of your father's bones. Your complexity. I have a more personal petition. You know something of my father, or what remains of him. Let's go. His complexity is watching you. His eyes are cold as polished stones, but a smile lurks at the corner of his mouth, like an eel in ambush. Ask for assistance. Your complexity. There is a question only you can answer to open the final gate of my journey to my father's bones. I ask this boon of you. Or we can speak of other matters. The sea presses, the darkness seeps. Move on. Or, all this for the name of a mask? It is a high price. Let's just go in order. Ask for assistance. Little favors. You are fortunate, the Fathom King announces. I have only a few small requests. Fill them, and I shall tell you what you need to know. Bring me the heart of a legend. Bring me a light from the sky. Bring me a willing guest to stay with me forever. Witness the end of the eldest among its kind. Bring me word. Bring me the fruit of an eternal tree. And bring me something scientific, modern. Cutting edge, I believe, is the term. My bride enjoys that sort of thing. He sits back, under regions pulsing with expectation. You seem quite capable, he adds carelessly. I'm sure it's not too much trouble. So that's a legend's heart. The heart of one of the great monsters, Mount Nomad, or the Tree of Ages, perhaps. The Fathom King has requested a miracle of science. Bring an engine or weapon of unique brilliance. Your officers can help. A skylight. Bring the Fathom King sunlight, or something which will pass for sunlight. A willing guest. Bring an officer to the Fathom King. Choose someone who has finished their business on the Z and might be willing to stay in the king's court. Probably someone who likes fish. An eldest's end. The Fathom King wishes you to witness the death of something that is the oldest of its kind and return, and the fruit of an eternal tree. Find the fruit of a tree which will not die. Let's speak of other matters. The sea presses, the darkness seeps. Move on. Let's witness an execution. That seems... Fun isn't really the word, but fun is the word. 2 silent guards in thorned exoskeletons drag a babbling drowny forwards. "No!" she shrieks. "I am no friend of spiders. I have never purchased silk. It was a gift. Your complexity. I have always been loyal." A spray of seawater. The guards fling the drowny into the pool. The splash soaks the king, but his dignity is unmarred. The pulsing in the pool intensifies into threshing. The drowny sinks from view, and the waters grow thick and dark. "Next," the king says peaceably. We've gained a tale of terror and 2 terror, but some fragments. And, I can do more. Let's ask a boon of the king. You have brought the king a story gift. You may ask a gift in return. It's impossible to know what you'll receive. 5 fuel. Fuck yeah. Sequel. Black fire, the king intones. Risen from the sea. Remember me with its vapors. He smiles directly into your eyes. The audience is over. You return to the surface. Hunched, plated, scuttling slaves haul baskets of wet coal behind you. That's good. I was just commenting on how I needed to get some coal, or some fuel. So that's perfect. Okay, I'm going north. I thought about going into Nuncio, but I want to know what the other port in this column is. Just in case you weren't familiar with this game, you'll see these columns along here, or these like vertical lines. So ports are arranged sort of in rows like this, and columns like this. This column is always the same, and there's a row down here at the bottom that's always the same. So I know that there is a port here. I just don't know what it is yet. I know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along this further column as well. So that's what I mean when I say I think there's another along this row, or along this column. Got a bunch of errands to run. I forgot to write them down. That's okay, I'll do that later. Ooh, this is the Sea of Lilies? Sea of Frogs? Sea of Lilies. We watch for fungal pads in the Sea of Lilies. There's a prison here, guarded by knot oracles. We've discovered the Sea of Lilies. Laid off, there's a shark. I think the port's over here. Yep. Discovered Noop Harbor. And a secret. Awesome. Wisdom. The prison walls are mercilessly steep. Noop built this place as a prison for the Khanate. Now it answers only to its governor, and its governor answers to no one. The only thing that I can do right now is compile a port report. It's pointless at this moment to rescue a prisoner. I don't have anybody specific I want to rescue, so not so many goings. Or watch the comings and goings. Not so many goings. Ships from the Khanate are most common, but you see Chilenate vessels, polythreme triremes with chained and sulky unfinished men, corsairs disposing of their miscreants, even one furtive Iremi skiff. The wardens pay them well for their prisoners. That's not worth it. Let's... Nope. Head out. Going straight up to Port Cecil. Hoping to get 2 more Scintillac. To take back to the Venturer. As long as they don't run out of fuel first. Because I might do that. The principles of coral. The corpse rainbow glow from beneath the waves echoes the false stars above. Luminescent beasts like eyeless dolphins play in your wake. Port Cecil, a sourceless silver glow, a haven for players of games. Rumpled convolutions of coral fill the water, glimmering with silvery light. The harder you look, the more you see shapes amid the chaos, almost as if they were sculpted. This one could be a crenellated castle, that one a horse's head. A neat little port huddles into the side of a coral island, prosaic imperial docks and houses tucked away in a baroque organic chaos. In that curious silvery light among the frozen chaos of coral, the scene has the unreal air of a pencil sketch, crumpled and discarded. Let's start with gathering Scintillac. The best of the coral will fetch a high price in London, but walk the reefs of the principles and you risk delusion and despair. Take your crew and go carefully. Fragments of silver. Where the Z washes across the coral's edge, it glows a rich purple. Each time it washes across your boots, you expect it to leave stains. You edge along the slippery coral, picking up lumps of brighter glowing stuff here and there. And though the Z doesn't stain, eventually it begins to whisper to you. Phrases so clear that you catch yourself looking over your shoulder in case your crew have spoke. They have not. They're looking around, just as you are. Between stars, the Z says, descend the chain. When it runs out across the coral, it sounds almost like a soft chuckle. I rest here, it tells you. I forget. But we did get 3 Scintillac out of that, as well as 10 terror. So we definitely have enough Scintillac now, which is nice. I can cross that off. And next up, let's gather some intelligence. I've already read that a bunch of times. And then let's play, again, 3 rounds of chess, I think. We succeeded! Finally. Fucking goddamn. A disciplined success. Odd thoughts bubble up each time you touch a chess piece. This one longs for home. That one has a secret desire for revenge against the slayer of its rank mate. This will be a queen one day. Those would do better as metal. You taste the metal. You ignore these thoughts and move methodically to a victory over your opponent. He blinks. Checkmate? He asks helplessly. We succeeded. Gambit's answered. Principles end to principality. The coral is changing. Ooh, a harder challenge. A tough challenge. E. Your opponent shakes your hand. Time to go, she tells you, but don't worry, you'll be back. Her touch lingers. Her fingers are cold. Okay, one more chess game. Loss again. Okay. While I'm here, I'm gonna buy. Let's buy three fuel. Hopefully that's enough. I'll feel really silly if that's not enough. Oh yeah, they wanted to go to the Shepherd Isles, didn't they? Okay. And now, I should have done this before, but I'm gonna head south to Polythreme, and then north up to Godfall. So in Polythreme, I will get We Are Clay, and hopefully, we'll see if I have the hold capacity to get Unfinished Men. We hear those voices that will not be drowned. This is the Sea of Voices. We are close to Polythreme, where nothing is truly dead. Polythreme, taciturn clay men. Let's start by gathering some intelligence. It is the same as always. I should have one more cargo. Can I sell anything here? No. But I can buy We Are Clay and equip it to my auxiliary. Okay. I would really like to get the Claymen. I don't have 6 units of cargo space, but I can afford to... Okay. I will throw out one of the casks of mushroom wine. I assume that I cannot assay those. Yeah. Okay. Throw out one cask of mushroom wine. Alright. So you'll notice that now I have 7 crew, and I need 7 crew, which will make my ship run a little more... I don't think it makes it run faster, but it does mean that I take up supplies at a lower rate, and I can have fewer crew, like a fewer same percentage, a fewer total number of crew, before it starts, slowing me down. You know, back in the one of the first couple of episodes where I, almost... That has too much. One of the first episodes where I, almost died and lost half of my crew and had to limp home at half speed. I believe I can have down to 3 crew before that happens now, but it might be 4. Alright, let's check out what there is at Godfall with this 5 mushroom wine. It'll be fucking hilarious if I misremember it and I need 6, but I'm pretty sure I wrote it down. Yes, of wine. Oh, let's read this. The brawling bearded men who live here call themselves monks. They pay lip service to Saint Stalactite, which fell from the roof, but their chief interests seem to be wine, blood, and shouting. Let's ask of wine. The throats of the brothers are dry. They'll pay for something to moisten them. A half-dozen currencies, mostly echoes, but here's connate paper money, the whimpering coins of Polythreme, and a strange glass token that might be from far Irem. Donations, the abbot captain affirms. Pilgrims are generous. We gained 150 echoes for that. 30 echoes each. Okay, that is a better deal than London. Cool. And let's also ask of shouting. Get that port report. Okay, nothing in the shops. We will head out. Gonna pop a little norther, get that line of squares. I don't know if I want to go through fog. I guess I'm planning on turning my lights off anyways. So whether or not I'm in fog doesn't super matter. Palmerston's Reach. There's brimstone on the wind. This must be Void's approach. The air crackles with frosty radiations. To the north, the false stars fail in the darkness. Why is that not on the map? Interesting. A Xalar is praying. Alright, gotta turn south now. Music of this is so good. Just absolutely incredible. I can beat you easy. We got a bolt of fabric, spider silk. Shepherd Isles, sheep, lichen, standing stones. Let's start by delivering refugees from Mutton Island. It may not be home, but it will do for now. An unwanted beginning. The refugees timidly step from your deck. It will have to do, one says. We'll manage, another replies. One of them shakes your hand. Bless you for the good deed, Captain. May you never grow hungry. It's an old Mutton Island saying. We got 100 echoes for that. Let's compile a port report. And this time, let's ask for Tales of Thornwell Croft. What about that isle to the north? The one that can't be bridged? The wrong kind of people. The ones that farm up there, they're us, me and you. All the other versions of us. One with a trick leg, one that married his cousin, one that was buried alive. Characters out of another history. They're waiting up there and plotting, gathering allies, waiting to make their history ours, so don't go there. You won't find them anywise, being that they hide in the barn. Nothing else to do here. Don't want to buy anything in any of the shops. Let's head south around this time. Okay, so really, I'm confident that I won't be able to buy stuff at the Salt Lions. I kind of want to just, like, head straight to Hunter's Keep diagonally, just in terms of, like, excuses to cover more squares. Oh, hello, Abbey Rock. Forgot that that exists. Abbey Rock. Here, the Grimm sisters' lair. A black spit of an island, far from anywhere anyone would want to go, and that's how the sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress convent. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. Let's compile a port report. It's unlikely to be eventful. As always, nothing is happening. The sisters watch us. We feel their eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. The fortress stands solid as the last year of a century. The greatest peril you risk here is a certain purpleness of prose. And let's knock at the iron-studded gates with news. Perhaps they'll find it valuable. Brief attention. The muscular prioress, the abbess's lieutenant, comes to the door to listen. She nods and makes notes. She pays particular attention to the news of marsh beast predations and the traffic of the rooftops. In return, she offers a rather perfunctory blessing, but the blessing reassures your crew. I am not giving up my supplies, because I only have 4 left, which is not a whole ton. We're going to Hunter's Keep. Is more than I want. Don't notice me. I'm so hidden, so shadowy, so veiled, you cannot see me. Come on. Okay, good. I guess my fear levels aren't super important, because I'm not going to get all the way up to 100 or even 80 before I get back to London. And then I will get reset to 50. It'll be really funny if I have misremembered and I need to do more steps before I can do the mirror catch box full of angry dream snakes. But let's see. Alright, Hunter's Keep. Let's reconnoiter the island really quickly and then visit the cellar. Oh, I do need more things. Oh, I need a Z story. God damn it. I used up my last Z story to talk to the Fathom King. Which means I'm going to be wandering. I guess I could just go get more unfinished men later. That's probably better at my hold capacity than wandering around with a bunch of unfinished men in my hold forever. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh my god. Goddamn Z story. This is dumb. I feel very silly for being angry about this, but here I am. Alright, the revenue men, let's let them do their worst. And take a breath of relief. And collect some messages. Okay, let's start by fulfilling the venturer's desires. Something bright. Port Cecil, in the Principles of Coral. It's usually northeast or thereabouts. That's where Scintillac comes from. Around 1,000 echoes for 7, which is great price. Thank you. Where I'm going, there will be light enough eventually, but we'll need something we can manage ourselves. But now I have further need of your services. Let's see what else he wants. Either something forlorn, which is parabola linen, or something durable, which is Stygian ivory. Okay. These I can definitely both buy places. What's the parabola linen price? Okay, that is a loss. Perhaps not. Then let's go to our lodgings, take some time with our family, because I believe I need another one of these before I have a scion. Yes. Tell tales of far lands. There's something you saw far across the black ocean. Share it. Your child's eyes grow round as pennies. They store up the memories as dream fuel. Much later, you find the scene you had described, scrawled on a foolscap sheet by a childish hand. Okay. I want to go away to sea. Your child wants to sign on with a ship. Already? But time passes quickly, and most quickly on the Untersee. How many years have you been at sea? Don't ask. Time operates slyly out in the dark. So we can either forbid it, which will set our terror to 0 and reduce nightmares, or we can permit it, which allows us to gain a scion, allowing our next captain to choose 2 legacies. Permit it. A family tradition. If your child survives, many sailors don't. You, of all people, know that. All is well for now. New Year's Day, 1890, blah, blah. Quartermaster's assistant of legal age, signed on recommendation of legal guardian. Give equal treatment. So you have a scion, which means when we die, the next generation may take up the torch. In the meantime, they will still live at home. Probably. Okay. Let's next speak to the dark spectacled admiral. Actually, yeah, let's talk to him next. Pass on strategic information, and then pass on strategic information again, and then submit a bunch of port reports. I think at the end of this, I might have enough to at least consider buying a ship. I don't remember how expensive ships are, so I'm doing this without cutting it out, because I do want to see if I can manage that. Oh, so many ports. Okay. And then let's... I kind of want to keep this around, because if I feel like there's another thing to do with it here. But, okay. He wants us to go to Wither, which is good, because that's also where the Mavy's daughter wants us to go. Roser's Wharf doesn't help me. Go to the lodgings. Okay, shipyard really quick. 3,000 echoes for the one that is a little bit better. Okay. Not quite rich enough, which is unfortunate. Maybe I could get to 3,000 echoes here. Okay, what do I have in my hold? Oh yeah, the claymen. And then if I sell... Okay, if I sell the solace fruit and the scintillac, that gets me... This is probably a dumb decision. I'm pretty sure that this will mean that I won't have enough money to really... Oh, fuck, I have to name it. I'm fine with Creedmoor. It can be called Creedmoor. I'm going to be running very low on supplies, which is not good. But I can sell this bolt of spider silk, and I feel like there's something that needs Muttersalt. And I feel like last time I did something that needed Muttersalt, I was very frustrated with having a hard time getting Muttersalt. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm tempted to also just sell all of these knowledge items, just so I can buy more supplies, because I can't even buy 10 supplies right now. So I will sell knowledge items until I have 200. And that was only very little. Ooh, nice. Much better. Okay. I do, yes. Okay, what else do I want to do? Do I want to buy another gun? Hull damage 12, hull damage 14, and life damage 22. Permits flensing attacks. Deck weapon, this is a forward weapon. I do have a forward slot now. So... okay, so I might do that. I can't do any of these. I need to look into what the lights do. I really don't understand. Like, I don't know if they just increase mirrors or if they do more. I kind of want to save money until I can afford better engines before I buy another gun. I think that's fair. So I'm going to buy supplies until I'm at 40. And then I'm just going to really quickly, I always do that to make sure it actually saves. Oh yeah, new recruit. We can either get the brisk campaigner or a haunted doctor. I should get actually another Xayler. I'm concerningly close to whatchamacallit, concerningly close to the number of Xaylers that will make me lose, you know, stop going quickly enough. Okay, and with that, I think I'm done for real. I don't really want to rest. I don't have anything else to do. My ship is fixed. My hold is full. I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I think it might be my longest so far, but that's fine. I didn't feel rushed today, which was very nice. I think I'm going to... At first, when I thought I was doing this, I thought episodes were going to be about an hour or under, but I think this is a much more reasonable length to be trying to hold myself to. Yeah. So expect episode lengths of something more like this in the future. But with that, thank you for watching this, the 7th episode of Salt Plays Sunless Sea. I will see you later.